Everybody wants to go pro and be a full-time breaker, but few people actually do it. I'm going to tell you the real harsh truth about being a full-time b-boy, and I'm breaking down the good, the bad, and the ugly. You already know. Let's hop right into it. Listen, I've been breaking for 15 plus years. I've done workshops, performances. I taught at residencies. I've done battles, competitions. I won, I lost. I've done everything under the book within my 15 years of breaking. And once I got to about my 7th to 8th year, that's when I really started teaching kids and adults. And at some point, I was like, I like what I'm doing. Let me go all in. But it came to a point after the 7th year, I was like, man, let me just do this full time. I love breaking. I love teaching. There's no way I'm going to get burnout. I did it for 2 years, but the burnout came. And the biggest challenges I faced was inconsistency in money, burnout, and the lack of financial stability. This is why I transitioned into becoming a physical therapist assistant. I decided to go that route because I was like, oh, I'm getting injured from breaking. Maybe there's other ways that I can figure out how to rehabilitate myself if I get injured. Physical therapy, right? Oh, but every b-boy and b-girl knows how to recover, right? All you got to do is take an ice bath. All you got to do is stretch every day and lift weights, you know what I mean? But sometimes we get injuries where we just can't help but to go to a doctor and a professional who really understands the anatomy of the body. So I transitioned into a physical therapist assistant, and I'm happy. I did my full time as a b-boy for 2 years. I'm very grateful, but most people are going to tell you that it's easy, and it's not. So I got 5 things to tell you about the harsh truth of breaking, and here's the first one. The income, unstable. You could get anywhere from $35 to $100 an hour as teaching at workshops or doing different shows. That's not going to be 5 days a week, 40 hours. So you're already a gig worker, not making a full-time income. And then you got to get a 1099 form and pay taxes at the end of the year for all the money that you collected up front. You're going to be deducted at the end of the year for all the money you made up front. And a lot of y'all are not good with saving. That was one of my strengths, was saving my money, because I knew I needed to save 30% for the IRS. They're going to come knocking. And I answer the door, said, here, take it. And I'm slamming the door. Okay. But most of y'all just like, oh, I'm going to buy some sneakers here. I'm going to buy some McDonald's over there. And then when the IRS comes, you broke still. And I'm not judging, right? I've been in that path, but I learned early on within my 2 years that I was like, oh, I need to really make sure I save money, because I'm not going to be out here being a full-time b-boy and not being able to pay the man. You feel me? So that is what it is. And number 2, there's no clear path to success when it comes to being a full-time breaker. Yes, say you set up a system where you have full-time work. Somehow you have 40 hours of work becoming a full-time dancer. That's great. But the ebbs and flows of being a breaker, we just got to a point where we're seen somewhat as professional. And I still don't think that most people see us that way. They still see us as dancers spinning on their heads and on cardboard boxes. You hear it all the time. There's no pathway to what success is as a b-boy, right? We all have different ideologies about what is a successful b-boy or breaker or b-girl. So since there's a lacking of a career roadmap, there's going to be a lack in financial stability. And one thing that I noticed, and myself and other people, we lack business knowledge. Most people are like, oh, I'm going to just go to the studio and tell them, yeah, I'm a break dancer. Do you have any work for me? Like, that's me exaggerating, but I'm just saying how you approach different organizations, that's not professional. So you need to elevate your game. You need to elevate the way you communicate so you can get your foot in the door and start making the bag. So a solution to mitigate that roadblock is you need to create an artist CV, an artist curriculum vitae. Fancy word for saying it's a resume for an artist that specifically an artist can put all their track records down and their skills and their knowledge base of breaking and have it on a sheet that they can hand to the employer, and they can pay you based off the experience that you have. I've been doing this for 14, 15 years. You better believe I got that thing written down on a sheet of paper, and then people are like, oh, what have you done? I don't even have to list off all the jams because they're not even going to make sense to them. They don't know what freestyle session is. They don't know what groove session is. All them other jams. If you give them that resume, that artist CV, and then list everything professionally and word it correctly, bruh, that's already the next step to you becoming a professional dancer. Now, within my journey, I will say teaching has been the most reliable income. Residencies are hit or miss, and doing performances can be hit or miss too, depending if you're with a hip hop company or not. And I was with a hip hop company called Hip Hop Fundamentals, run by Steven Meadow from Ref Styles Crew. So they put me on and a couple of my boys on to do performances at different schools and organizations for little kids. And most of our gigs were at elementary schools, and we taught the fundamentals of hip hop and what breaking is, the history, the foundation, and why we do things. They set up a system where we were able to get full-time work as dancers full time. So you can do the same thing in your state or country, but you have to create your own system and your own business around how you want to format and give breaking to the world. But I've learned so much from that, whether it's coming from public speaking, getting my certifications, fingerprints, child abuse clearances, things like that, so I can set myself up as a professional person. And then it trickles down to be a professional b-boy. The top 1% are going to be the top 1%. Your Phil Wizards, your Victor, your Indias, and your B-Girl Amis. We're not in that category. We are the rest of the population when it comes to breaking. Therefore, your avenue is very small. You only have these opportunities in workshops, residencies, performances, or going to jam and hoping you win. And I know some of y'all tired of going to jams and not making the bag, not even getting into top 16. I've been there. I've done that. I'm telling you, there are better ways to become a full-time b-boy, so you don't even have to worry about that competition. You dig? So breaking is all fun. It's cool. It's groovy. The culture comes from the Bronx, New York. It's a nitty-grittiness to what breaking is, but that doesn't mean you can't be professional. So being good at breaking just isn't enough. You need to create your own personal brand and be a professional so you can hand off your skill to other kids in the world, right? People still don't know what breaking is, and we have that opportunity to teach them and continue the legacy that has been given to us since the 70s. So if you want to figure out different ways to grow your personal brand within breaking and also become a professional, hit me up. Comment down below. Ask me some questions and I can let you know. And if I don't know, I can redirect you to the people who do know. And we've been going crazy. I haven't even been listing the numbers, but right now we on number 5. Listen, breaking is a hard lifestyle. So traveling, competing, and training every day, it's not for the average person. So this is my advice for anybody who wants to go full time. You need to diversify your income, right? You need to hook up with different studios, maybe join a hip hop company that does different various types of dances and you add the breaking aspect to it. Maybe sell your teaching online, right? Become a virtual trainer who teaches breakdances specifically. Here's a thought. Maybe you can teach a couple how to do some couple top rock moves before they get married, and they can show their friends and family at a reception just so they can have fun, right? That's just something that I thought of on the spot where you can try to create income from various ideas in breaking, right? You never know what the possibilities can take you. You just got to think outside the box. You need to set yourself up as a professional and you need to go all in if that's what you want to do. Build your artist CV. Have that track record of all the competitions you've been to. Like any type of jam that you've been to, you can put the name, the location of where it is, what time the jam started, what category it is. Is it 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, all the way up to 4v4? Did you make it into specific brackets? Did you make it to top 16? Did you make it all the way to the finals and won? Or did you become runner-up? Have that laid out so you can look professional and put that in your artist CV so you can keep track. And if you don't want to do it for business-wise, just do it for you. And then you can look back at it, dang, this year I went to 30 jams. And I made it to top 16 here. I made it to top 8 here. I won here. I didn't even make past prelims here. It's just something so you can tangibly see the process that you've been going through in your journey, right? Most of us don't do that. I haven't done that, but I'm telling you that can change if you start today. And you know what? I got you. Look into the comments here and look at my description. There's a competition tracker I made that you can use to keep a log of all those competitions that you went through. There's drop downs of different things. You can type in your date and you can save it and send it to whoever you need to so you can build that repertoire within your dance. Bro, I'm spitting right now. I'm dropping gems. I'm just getting straight to the point because I'm here to help you out, you know? So if you like that, like it, subscribe to the video, subscribe to my channel. We're going to keep it pushing, all right? So overall, after you figure out that you want to become a full-time breaker, you have to be realistic about your goal. What do you want to do in the next 6 months, in the next year when you're going full-time? How do you need to set up your future before that even happens? Do you need to have a certain amount of income saved before you go full out, right? Are you single? Are you married? Do you have kids? Like that, all that matters, right? And it's easier for people who are single and young to become full-time breakers than other folks, but it's possible. We just don't think it is because we haven't really been putting ourselves out there in a professional manner. But that changes today. That changes in 2025. And your boy Native, I got you. So if you find value from all this, hit me up on Instagram, Instagram, my Talk About Breaking page, or my personal page, Bboy Native. Let's connect and keep adding on to becoming a professional breaker, because the way things are changing, we need to see ourselves as dance athletes, as teaching artists, as performing artists, instead of just, break dances, spin biddy bop boop. Instead of just people saying, oh, I know breaking. You spin on your head, don't you? Where's the cardboard box? Yo, some people going to get that 1-2 piece and they not going to get a biscuit. You feel me? All right. That's my spiel. Becoming full-time is not easy, but the journey can be for you if you're serious. Holla at your boy.